So I'm not ducking Tom Aspinall. If I failed to fight Stipe, I would be ducking Stipe because we contractually have been signed up to fight over a year ago. This is Stipe's position. The Tom narrative came out of nowhere. He won a belt, and now suddenly I'm ducking him. I've never had negotiations to even fight him, if this makes sense. So the fans are just ignoring it. They're ignoring all logic, and they just have finally found someone that they think can compete with me, and everyone wants to see it.
Jon Jones, the undisputed king of the UFC heavyweight division, is facing accusations of ducking Tom Aspinall, the young and hungry interim champion. Fans are calling for the fight of the decade, but Jones seems uninterested. Is it strategy, fear, or legacy preservation? The UFC heavyweight division is at a boiling point. On one side, we have Jon Bones Jones, a living legend and arguably the greatest mixed martial artist of all time. On the other side is Tom Aspinall, the interim heavyweight champion and a rising star who has been tearing through opponents with terrifying efficiency. The controversy began after Tom Aspinall's stunning first-round knockout victory over Sergei Pavlovich at UFC 295 to claim the interim heavyweight title. In his post-fight interview,
"Hello, John. I have nothing against you personally, but I just think I'm better than you. I just know that I can beat you in a fight."
Aspinall wasted no time calling out Jon Jones. "John, I just think I'm better than you. I know I can beat you in a fight." The crowd erupted as Aspinall asked his fans, "Who wants to see Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones?" The answer was clear. Everyone wanted it. Social media exploded with fans demanding the fight, and even UFC President Dana White hinted that this matchup will be inevitable. Jones initially dismissed Aspinall in a since-deleted tweet. "Everyone's the next big thing until I beat them." Just a few months ago, Gane was the absolute future of MMA. Now everyone's like, "Who the hell is that guy?" Aspinall fired back. "John, chill out, mate." Fan tweeted, "Aspinall just called out Jones. Let's see if the GOAT actually shows up or ducks again." Jon Jones responded to Aspinall's call-out with a tweet. He said, "Supply and demand at its finest. I love it." While cryptic, fans interpreted this as Jones acknowledging the hype, but not committing to the fight. Fight Aspinall. Literally nobody cares about you versus Stipe anymore. Get in that octagon. You've been called out. Tom will retire you, old man. Despite the public pressure, Jones seemed unfazed. He later stated in an interview, "Beating Tom is just like beating Cyril Gane. What happens to me after I beat him? Nothing changes for me." This dismissive attitude only fueled accusations that Jones was avoiding a dangerous opponent. Tom Aspinall hasn't been shy about keeping the pressure on Jones. From playful jabs on social media to more direct comments in interviews, he's made it clear he wants this fight. But behind the jokes lies a serious message. Aspinall believes he's ready to dethrone Jones and unify the heavyweight titles. Adding fuel to the fire, Aspinall has also pointed out that Jones has a history of seemingly avoiding certain matchups. Jon Jones ducked Francis Ngannou for 3 years. Jon Jones doesn't like being called a duck. Over Tom Aspinall fight, fires back. I guess there was a video that resurfaced recently of me saying that after Stipe, Francis was the only fight I was interested in. That video was recorded well over a year ago. That was recorded before I got injured, before there was an intern champion crowned. I had already voiced that I wasn't interested in any more randoms. Now magically, I'm ducking a fight that's never been negotiated or discussed at any table that matters. LOL, I'm sticking to my plans. Jon Jones jumps for no one. How many belts does one need? How many times do I have to break my own record? Sports Rollo tweeted back immediately to Jon response. "Yeah, you are not going to fight him. Stipe at this stage is washed. 42 years old and hasn't fought in 3 years. No one cares about that fight. It's almost like Jake Paul taking the credit for beating Mike Tyson. Aspinall right now is destroying the heavyweight division, and it's not close. Go ahead and finish this fight, please, and retire already. You are the GOAT, but honestly, you are holding up the belt for the real champion." Jon Jones then made a statement on social media that again sparked significant attention in the MMA community. Addressing rumors of a potential fight with rising UFC heavyweight star Tom Aspinall, Jones tweeted, "I'm 37 years old now. I've kicked everyone's ass. My job is to finish strong and make an amazing movie. Go join Tom Brady, Floyd Mayweather, and all the other retired badasses." This remark appears to dismiss the idea of a matchup with Aspinall, while emphasizing Jones's legacy as one of the greatest fighters in MMA history. With an undefeated record at heavyweight and a storied career spanning over a decade, Jones seems focused on cementing his legacy rather than taking on new challenges. Meanwhile, Aspinall, who has rapidly risen through the heavyweight ranks with dominant performances and an interim title to his name, continues to push for recognition as one of the top fighters in the division. The MMA community has been divided on this issue. On one hand, some analysts argue that Jon Jones has nothing left to prove. Mark Diakis, a former UFC fighter, told The Mirror Jon has done everything. He's fought all the top guys like Rampage Jackson and Lyoto Machida. He doesn't need to prove anything anymore. He should just retire. On the other hand, many believe that facing Aspinall is essential for Jones's legacy. Joe Rogan discussed this on his podcast, saying, if Jon wants to cement himself as the GOAT, he has to take on these young killers like Aspinall. Otherwise, people will always wonder if he avoided him. Rogan also addressed rumors that Jones demanded $30 million for the fight, a claim he later retracted after UFC President Dana White called it nonsense. Still, Rogan emphasized that fans want this fight more than any other. Even former UFC heavyweight champion Francis Ngannou has weighed in on the situation, offering a surprising take. Despite his own history with the UFC and failed negotiations for a fight against Jones, Ngannou has defended Jones's position. Ngannou told TMZ Sports, I think there's a negotiation situation here that's involved, that we don't know all the ups and downs. He's in the position to claim what he wants, as he said. He said, Aspinall needs that fight. I don't need it. And when you look at it, it's pretty much true. There's nothing that he's going to have more winning that fight other than money. But for Aspinall, who's someone coming and trying to cement his way in the division, that will be everything. Jon Jones has repeatedly defended his decision not to fight Aspinall, for now. There are fighters literally all over the world that think in the back of their mind, I can beat Jon Jones. There will be no statues of you. Go out and win more. Make your name greater. That is the only way you do it. The debate raged on, with fans refusing to back down, each side doubling down on their stance. Jones is ducking hard. He knows Aspinall is too dangerous. Another fan tweet. This isn't about legacy. It's about fear. Jon Jones recently tweeted on November 10th, 2024, addressing criticisms regarding his legacy and the notion of being called a duck. He stated, if he becomes the best of all time, then calling me a duck would make sense. Right now? Way too early. My challenge to him, build a career like mine. Winning 5? Hard enough? Padinera? I seriously doubt it. This statement reflects Jones's confidence in his own achievements, particularly his record of 17 title fight victories, which is unparalleled in UFC history. What does this mean for the heavyweight division? The delay in organizing this fight has left the heavyweight division in limbo. While Jon Jones remains the undisputed champion, many feel that his reign lacks legitimacy until he faces Aspinall, who has been dominant as interim champion. Aspinall's last 4 fights have lasted a combined total of just 3 minutes and 37 seconds, a testament to his incredible skill and power. Analysts believe his speed and striking could pose unique challenges for Jones, who has never faced someone quite like him. What happens next? As of now, there's no official word on whether Jon Jones will agree to fight Tom Aspinall. Dana White has hinted that negotiations are ongoing, but hasn't provided any concrete updates. For now, fans can only speculate and hope that this dream matchup becomes a reality. Whether it's about legacy or fear, one thing is certain: Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall would be one of the biggest fights in UFC history. So, what do you think? Is Jon Jones protecting his legacy by avoiding Tom Aspinall? Or is he genuinely uninterested in fighting someone who does nothing for him? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more UFC news and analysis. UFC star Ilia Topuria says he can knock out Islam Makhachev. The only thing I need is one punch. Rivalries and challenges often emerge, capturing the attention of fans worldwide. One such developing narrative involves UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria and lightweight champion Islam Makhachev.
A bit of discussion around you potentially fighting Islam Makhachev.
This is something that I want to do. Islam, he's a great fighter. He's the #1 pound for pound. I'm the best fighter in the world. So I know that I can do with him whatever I want to do because I know that I'm much better than him. The UFC knows that.
Topuria's ambition to ascend to the lightweight division and challenge Makhachev has sparked a series of exchanges between the two fighters. Ilia Topuria the reigning featherweight champion, has been vocal about his desire to move up to the lightweight division. In a recent interview on the Full Send podcast, Topuria expressed his confidence in facing Makhachev, stating, "I really believe I can beat the current champion, Islam."
So what makes you want to move up to 155 so bad?
Because I really believe that I can beat the current champion, Islam. I really think that he's a great champion. You can't be a world champion by chance, you know, you have to do things great.
He's a beast.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah.
But I like the competition.
He emphasized his preference for challenging fights that fans anticipate to be competitive, adding that a bout with Makhachev would fulfill that criterion. Islam Makhachev, known for his dominance in the lightweight division, responded to Topuria's call-out with measured skepticism. In an interview with Match TV, Makhachev acknowledged hearing about Topuria's interest, but suggested that the featherweight champion might be struggling with weight cuts, implying that a move to lightweight could be due to difficulties maintaining his current weight class. Makhachev stated, "I heard Ilya has problems cutting weight. He's probably already gained fat from the good life." He remarked, "I'm not going to give him a shot right away because he hasn't done all the work in his weight class." This response indicates Makhachev's belief in a merit-based progression within the divisions. Topuria's confidence hasn't wavered. He took to social media to assert his capabilities, tweeting, "Islam, if I want to, I can finish you. If I want to, I can knock you out. I'll make it look easy. See you soon." This bold proclamation underscores Topuria's self-assuredness and willingness to engage in high-stakes matchups. The exchange has garnered significant attention, fueling discussions among fans and analysts about the potential clash. Chef to the welterweight division Topuria, on his part, has hinted at upcoming fight news, suggesting that announcements could be made soon. While he refrained from providing specifics, the anticipation continues to build within the MMA community. The prospective bout between Ilia Topuria and Islam Makhachev encapsulates the essence of competitive spirit in mixed martial arts. There is no doubt in that Islam is currently best fighter in UFC lightweight division. Let's uncover Islam's journey to pound-for-pound #1 fighter. No fighter in UFC history has dominated the lightweight division quite like Islam Makhachev. With 27 wins, multiple title defenses, and a record-breaking championship reign, this Dagestani warrior has transformed from a small-town fighter into one of the greatest mixed martial artists ever. But his story doesn't stop at victories. It's about legacy, dominance, and carrying the pride of Dagestani blood into every fight. Born on September 27, 1991, in Makhachev, Dagestan. Growing up in a region known for producing combat sports legends, it was almost destiny that Islam find himself in the world of fighting. Under the guidance of his mentor, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, and lifelong friend, Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam trained in Sambo and wrestling from an early age. His roots in these disciplines laid the foundation for what he is now, a dominant fighter in MMA and UFC history. Makhachev's professional journey began in 2010, when he made his debut in regional promotions. His first fight? A spectacular knockout victory over Tengiz Kuchua in just 30 seconds, the M1 Global organization. Following this explosive start, Makhachev continued to make waves in M1 Global, where he quickly established himself. He faced Anatoly Kormilkin next and submitted him with an armbar on September 2nd, 2012. This win was just the beginning of a series of impressive performances that solidify his reputation. In June 2014, he faced Yuri Ivlev and once again demonstrated his grappling powers by securing another armbar submission. His final fight in M1 Global came on September 7th, 2014, against Ivica Trushek, where he claimed victory via submission. These early wins not only earned him respect, but also paved the way for him to sign with the Ultimate Fighting Championship, UFC. On May 23rd, 2015, Islam Makhachev made his UFC debut at UFC 187 against Leo Kuntz. True to his style, Makhachev secured a second-round submission via rear naked choke. The world started to take notice of this rising star from Dagestan. But every warrior faces setbacks. In his second UFC fight at UFC 192, Islam suffered his first and only professional loss against Adriano Martins via knockout. Did this deter him? Not for a second. Instead, it fueled him to come back stronger. After that loss, Makhachev went on an incredible winning streak. He kicked things off in 2016 with a unanimous decision victory over Chris Wade with his grappling skills and proved he was back on track. In 2017, Makhachev faced Nick Lentz, and once again, he secured a unanimous decision win and solidified his status as a rising contender in the lightweight division. But in 2018, that he truly made waves. At UFC 220, he knocked out Gleison Tibau in just 57 seconds and sent powerful message that he was here to dominate. Later that year, he faced Kajun Johnson and quickly locked in a first-round armbar submission and added another impressive finish to his record. On March 6, 2021, at UFC 259, he stepped into the octagon against Drew Dober and delivered a dominant performance, submitting him with an arm triangle choke in the third round. This win wasn't just another victory, it was a clear reminder that Islam was rapidly climbing the lightweight ranks. A few months later, on July 17, 2021, he faced Thiago Moises at UFC on ESPN, Makhachev versus Moises. Islam showcased his relentless grappling and cardio, eventually securing a rear naked choke submission in the fourth round. Then, on October 30th, 2021, at UFC 267, Makhachev faced Dan Hooker, a seasoned veteran and fan favorite. Islam wasted no time, taking Hooker to the ground and submitting him with a Kimura in the first round. The fight lasted just over 2 minutes, leaving no doubt that Makhachev was ready for even tougher challenges. On February 26, 2022, Islam returned to headline UFC Fight Night, Makhachev versus Green against Bobby Green. Green had stepped in on short notice, but Islam didn't let up for a second. With precision and power, he overwhelmed Green and finished him with TKO punches in the first round. It was yet another dominant display. On October 22, 2022, at UFC 280, Islam Makhachev faced Charles Oliveira for the vacant lightweight title. Charles Oliveira, and considered one of the most dangerous fighters in the division. But Islam, he had other plans. In the second round, Makhachev dropped Charles Oliveira with a right hand and locked in an arm triangle choke to claim the belt. But this does not stop there. Carrying the pride of Dagestan on his shoulders, Islam went on to defend his title against some of the best fighters in the world. His first major title defense came on February 12, 2023, when he faced Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 284. In a grueling 5-round battle, Makhachev emerged victorious by unanimous decision, earning Fight of the Night honors for their thrilling matchup. Then the rematch with Volkanovski took place on October 21, 2023, at UFC 294. This time, Makhachev delivered one of the most stunning knockouts in lightweight history, finishing the fight with a head kick, followed by punches in just over 3 minutes. It was a spectacular display of his striking power and skill. Then came June 1st, 2024, when Makhachev faced former interim champion Dustin Poirier at UFC 302. In this intense contest, he submitted Poirier with a Darcy choke in the 5th round, earning both Performance of the Night and Fight of the Night bonuses for his impressive performance. On January 18th, 2025, at UFC 311, Makhachev was scheduled to fight Arman Tsarukyan. However, when Tsarukyan withdrew due to injury, Renato Moicano stepped in as a replacement. Despite. On the short notice, Makhachev remained unfazed. The fight kicked off with both fighters looking sharp, but Makhachev quickly regained control after a momentary wobble from Moicano. Once on the ground, Makhachev executed a Darce choke at 4:05 of round 1 to secure the victory. This win marked a historic moment as he broke the record for most lightweight title defenses previously held by legends like BJ Penn and Khabib Nurmagomedov. As of January 20th, 2025, Islam Makhachev boasts an impressive record of 27 wins and just 1 loss. His victories include 5 knockouts, 13 submissions, and 9 decisions. And as we look ahead to what's next for Islam Makhachev, one thing is clear: the GOAT debate isn't complete without him.